What's up, nerds? So I'm kind of a nerd and I like going through and finding apps that really help boost my productivity and help me throughout my daily life. So I'm going to go through 11 of my favorite apps for the month of August. And if you like finding apps that help you out in your daily life, be sure to drop a subscribe because I got tons more videos coming like this, or if you just like general tech videos. But if you're not sure, be sure to watch the video and let's see if you like it. So let's just jump straight into my first app, which is My Mind. So in My Mind, it's kind of nice. You can actually save anything that you want to save. So if you have some bookmarks for websites, or if you have photos, or even just a thought, you can add it here. And you can sort of organize all these thoughts and things like that. Now, I personally use Notion for all my personal stuff, but what I will say is really nice about this app is anything that you add into here, you can click into it and it gives you a color scheme, you can add tags, but one thing that it does super well is it adds tags automatically. So if I scroll down here, it says Mind Tags, and it shows me it's an image, it's shopping, product list, and laundry basket, which means that if I have tons of photos in here, so let's say I want to find this phone image and I have tons of photos in here and I don't want to scroll through it, I can click the top search right here, and then I could just type phone right here, and right here it pulls up phone immediately. Or if I want to go through and type in laundry, boom, the laundry basket pops up. So it's really great at adding things, and it's super easy to add stuff as well. You just hit photo library right here and I can add any photo that I want to. So here's some potential effects that I want to do, so I'm just going to hit add on those, and they're going to load up right here, and you'll see they'll pop in really quickly. And then I can also hold on here and then I can hit download, or I can add them to a space, or you can upgrade to their pro plan, which is $12.99 a month or $130 a year. Personally, I don't think it's super worth it, but what's really cool is they have this pro feature, which if you pay for it, you can actually have some of your cards from the past come back to the future and kind of help you jog your memory about certain things or certain things that you needed. And it is nice that you can categorize them and list them. And I sort of like to think of it as your own personal Pinterest, but although Pinterest does a lot of this stuff for you, but it is nice that you can organize and categorize all your stuff here. So next up is Arc Search. So if you've been around on this channel for a little bit, you've known that I've been following Arc basically since they has started. So I think 2 months after it launched, I've been following Arc, and they actually have this really great mobile app, which has been awarded by Apple actually, because it's really one of the best browsers out there, and especially for the phone, it's super nice. They have great animations and gestures. So if I swipe up right here, I can add a new search, and I can go private mode, or I can have pin tabs for things that I look at a lot. All my spaces from the Arc desktop app are actually right here, so I can scroll through, I can find things that are in different tabs and things like that. And if I want to create a new tab, all I do is hit the plus button. And I think one of the super big pros for this app is this Browse For Me feature. So if it's something I want to find really quick, or if I want to find some recipe, I could look up like a pizza handmade recipe right here, and I just hit Browse For Me, and it's going to actually go through, it's going to tell me what websites it's cited, and I can scroll through and it creates this nice page specifically for me, but I can share it with some of my friends if I want to, and I could just scroll down, it'll tell me how long it'll take, and basically you see it as it's working through it, and it tells me all the different kinds of things that I need to know. And things that you wouldn't even think are related, or just some random thought you come up with. You could say like find facts about how electric vehicles can help with gas vehicle sales. And so something that doesn't seem like it's related, you could just click here, it could find those sources for you. And it has a lot of .govs right here, which is pretty cool. And then it pulls up all of these different graphs and things, which I feel like are super helpful just to see. And you could actually add follow-up questions right here, so you can hit gas vehicle incentives and it's going to pull that up for you. It's just a really, really nice browser app, and I really haven't seen anything top this. And if I go right here, I can view all my tabs, kind of like how Apple has their app view as well. And it's just nice that your apps can be viewed like this. They have built-in icons, which I always appreciate when apps have their own built-in icons, and they're actually community made, which I feel like is super nice. It's definitely an app to check out if you're trying to look for a new browser app. Next, we have Refocus, and I've used this app a lot to actually help me kick any of my social media habits where I go on social media too long. And it has one feature which I feel like kind of tops all the others. So if I go right into Refocus right here, it's going to tell me what it's blocking, so I just have Instagram on there. And so one thing about Instagram is it's really nice to have, especially when you do photography or any kind of digital artwork. It's cool, you can find clients through Instagram. So it is something that I do need to have on my phone, but it's something that I don't want to go through and scroll through all the time. So when I know I want to use it, I hit stop blocking right here, and I have to set the amount of time I want to stop blocking it for. And as soon as I do that, it makes me inhale and wait like a few seconds before I can go straight in the app. So it really will stop all your doom scrolling and stuff, because you really can't be in the app for longer than 4 minutes. It's gonna block you out. Then you have to go right back in the app and unblock it. And one of my biggest gripes with the built-in Apple blocking feature is that it really lets you stop it as many times as you want, or you can permanently stop it. and it really does not help you stop using the app. It will just kind of remind you that you have set a timer in the past, but it's so easy to skip past that. I feel like Refocus does a really good job where you can't do it from that screen. You have to go into the Refocus app, set your time, and do all of that. And so it is really nice when it blocks you out. It looks a little bit something like this, and it just kind of says Refocus has blocked the app. The other thing I appreciate about it is just a really simply laid out app. There's really no subscription costs or anything associated with it, at least not that you need. And you can schedule different time limits, you can block them, and it has a nice report where it will generate what you spend the most amount of time on and what you do on your phone, which does go a little bit more in depth than the built-in Apple feature. Next up, we have Notion Calendar. So Notion Calendar is really where I put all my calendar events. At first glance, it does seem like it's a very simple calendar, but you can really get some advanced features in Notion Calendar. So if I click into it right here, I can have all of my databases from my Notion app sync into here. So if I have any type of database that's a calendar view, it will show me them on here, and I can add to those databases from inside this app. And I do have a video that goes a little bit more in depth. I'll link it right there for you if you want to check it out. But it is a very nice app because it does follow that simple design language of kind of how I feel like Apple's is laid out, except it does let you get a lot more in depth with whatever calendar you want to get into. And one of my favorite features about it is that I can click and drag how long I want an event to be. So I could say new event right here, and it just shows me all of the features that I might want. It's a very simple laid out calendar, and I can add conferencing, a location, descriptions, and I can even add calendar it should go into, and I can add it to any of my Notion databases if I'd like. And it's just nice that I can go here and drag the time out if I didn't quite get it right with my fingers. And the dragging feature is really nice, and you can triple click to copy the event and drag it over, which is super nice as well. And it also does give you a 3-day view, so it shows everything 3 days at a time, and I feel like that is also a really nice view to check out what's going on. But you can also go out to 2 days or 1 day. If you're on your computer, it'll show you 7 days at a time, or you can change that to literally any day you want. But if you want to see a more updated video about that, be sure to drop a comment, and I'll be sure to check those and make a video about it. Next up, we have Alarmy. Now, this has been my alarm clock app for basically ever now. It's probably been about 4 or 5 years I've had this app. And it does look a little bit like a scam as well, but it is a really nice app. So if I go to create an alarm here, I can create a quick alarm or a basic alarm. So we'll just set a basic alarm, and we could set it for something crazy. So let's do 6 a.m. right here. And they have all of these different sounds that you can do. And they also have some kind of funny ones. I have not really gone into these, but the influencer ringtone ones are pretty funny. You go down here, you go to mission. Now this is my major pro of this app. So the mission's super nice, and I know there's a few other apps that do this, but this is the best one that I have seen, where you do like a missing symbol. I've never done this one because it's pretty hard, but what I normally do is the math problems, so you can change the difficulty and change how many times you have to do it. And that one is pretty good, and it does wake me up. But another one that I've done in the past is memory. The memory one is super great, except when I get to past the normal mode, my finger is too big, especially when I'm in the morning trying to tap those and I'm half asleep. It doesn't really work. But that is a pro because then I have to really wake up and really try to get those working. Another one that's pretty good is the QR code. So you can basically scan any product's QR code. You can just sort of put that in your bathroom or something. So you have to pick up your phone, walk all the way to your bathroom, scan the QR code. And then what's really cool is if you do get the pro version of this app, you can tag a few of them together. So you can go get the QR code, and then you can do the memory puzzle as well. Thought about getting the pro version, but so far this has worked, and until I need it, I won't get it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Alarmy. They do have these other settings like sleep, morning, and report, but honestly, I have never used those. It's just a really great alarm app that I always come back to. Next up, we have Untitled and Brackets. So this is one that I followed from a Twitter developer, and it's a solo developer as well, and you just go straight into it, and you can basically put any type of music that you want to have in here. So I do have a few leaked songs just that I've found around the internet, but it is cool that I could add any project I want to here, and it's mainly meant for musicians to upload their own music and their own albums, because I can create my own album and then I can move around the songs and stuff and upload them. You see I can move around the order, and I can share this, and I can have it password protected, all the things like that. And I've seen this gain a lot of traction in different sort of music communities and stuff online. But I feel like the major pro of this app is that when I'm playing a song, I can hit edit and I can change the speed, the pitch, and I can loop the song. And then I can split the song actually into different stems, and you can do about 20 songs a month with these stem splits. And you could basically remix any song that you have downloaded, and I just feel like this is a super nice feature. You can get like a sped up version, a slowed down version. It's just a really great way to interact with your music, especially if you are a little bit more musically inclined. You can kind of change the pitch and stuff if you think that it would sound better that way, or you just want to hear it in a different type of way. And I feel like this is a really great app to get the most out of whatever music you want to play. And the pro version is only 50 bucks a month. You don't really need the pro version because you can upload 3 projects without pro version, but the pro version is 50 bucks a year, which sounds like a lot until you realize you get unlimited uploads, and Spotify costs dollars a month. So this is definitely a better deal if you upload all your songs and stuff. And it's nice, it syncs with your computer and it's all online, but you can also download it and you keep the rights to all your songs. Next up is one that is pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to go through it quickly. It's ChatGPT app. The ChatGPT app has been on all my app lists and things just because it is probably one of the most used apps on my phone. It's just super useful. I can put an AirPod in, talk to ChatGPT, talk through ideas. I can upload photos, ask it what something is. It's just an overall great product. They have a new advanced voice mode coming out and it's rolling out to their pro users. And if I get it, I'll make a video about it. But it's going to be super crazy because they have a live camera feed and the voices are pretty crazy. Here's a little video of what that's like.
I want to introduce you to somebody.
Well, hello there, cutie. What's your name, little fluffball?
This is Bowser.
Well, hello, Bowser. Aren't you just the most adorable little thing?
Yeah.
Look at you enjoy.
This is one of his favorite things to do.
Oh,
Yeah, so I'm super excited for that to come out. If you want to see my video about it, be sure to drop a comment. I haven't gotten it yet, but hopefully within the next month or so. But yeah, it's just an overall great app, and I feel like I can't make a list like this without including that app, since every month it's kind of getting better, and they have 4.0 and 4.0 mini now, which are really fast versions of 4. But yeah, overall it's a really great app. Next up is AnyBox. AnyBox is very similar to MyMind, except if you don't really like the way that MyMind's laid out, this is another way to have your links and things saved, but you could also categorize them. If I want to add a date in here, I can add a note to today's date, so I can say today's note. I know I'm very creative tonight. And then you go right here and I can copy the note, I can add a comment to the note, and then I can add some images as well if I want to do that. So here's like a piece of furniture, for example. And if I want to add this into a list, I just click on it and I can add some comments about it, or I can add some info to it. So it shows the tags that it has, but I can assign a tag as well. So I could say like furniture, and then I can create a tag, and then dorm. And you can get really advanced with this, and I think what pro of this is versus the other one is you have unsorted, and I think it categorizes things a lot better than MyMind does. But MyMind does have that auto tagging feature, which I feel like is something that might be irreplaceable depending on who you are and like how you use this app. But I would say this is a really great app if you want a more robust looking version of MyMind. Next up we have Yuka, and I really couldn't skip this app because every time I go to the grocery store, I gotta scan and see what the quality of my food products are. So this was actually #1 on the Apple App Store's health, but it's really crazy that the amount of preservatives and stuff that goes into our food and stuff, and so you could scan and see what the quality of the product you are buying is. So especially if you're going to the grocery store, you're trying to make some food and you want it to be like a quality meal, you could buy some ingredients that look super quality but they really aren't. I've seen a lot of packaging that preaches, oh, we have healthy ingredients in here, but a lot of times they don't. So I can just scroll through and I can see what's in the different things and how healthy they are for you. Something like the Trader Joe's cinnamon coffee cake, for example, it has 5 additives and one of them is pretty hazardous. It's just really useful to see what's going into your food, and you can also check like beauty products and things like that as well, and like deodorants, for example. It'll show you if those are also bad for you, if they're good for you. So it's just a really nice app, and I feel like getting it now is sort of being preventative for any issues that may occur in the future from using certain products that might be worse off for you. Next up we have Sorted. So Sorted is my favorite to-do list app. So it just has a really nice interface, and I can swipe down, create a new task, and this new task, I'll just write new task right here. And if I want to drag this to another date, I can just click this calendar. It's super simple. I can move it to the 15th. And if I want to go over to the 15th right now, right here I could see all the things that I'm doing. And if I want to move multiple tasks, so let's say I want to move my payday around, I can move that to the 13th. If I go back to the 13th right here, it has my new task right there. It's just a really nicely laid out app, and I feel like you don't want to have any friction, especially with your to-do list. You just want it to be a simple interface where you can just add your to-do list or check off a to-do list and check it really quickly. So this app really does accomplish that. Next up, we have one that's a little bit more of a fun app, but I have used it when I just want to zone in or I have some work to do and I just want to have some peaceful or calm music in the background. It's called Pool Suite FM. So I really do like the app's interface. It's cool. It has a pool cam feature, so you can see I'm right here on the actual camera and I can flip the camera around and stuff. So there's you guys right there. But it's just a really cool app. I can switch whatever feed I'm on, so I can switch it to Friday Night Heat, or like they have all these different things I can switch to. You could sign into the app and you could have playlists and stuff of your favorite Pool Suite tracks and stuff, but it's sort of a radio setup, and you can switch your theme right here. So they have just different kinds of themes you can click on, and it's just really nice to have on in the background whenever you're like doing a task or something. You don't want to go through Spotify and find like a specific playlist or anything like that, especially if you're into the whole vibe of this like Pool Suite FM, or like this, it's basically like a beach resort kind of vibe. And they do have a desktop app if you want to have it on your computer, and you can sign in and have it sync as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you did enjoy this list of apps, be sure to tell me in the comments what your favorite app is, and be sure to subscribe, because I got tons more videos, and I got new videos every Thursdays. Once a month I'm going through all these brand new apps. But yeah.